Hello and welcome. Today we'll introduce one of Japan's legendary racehorses, King Kamehameha. King Kamehameha was born on March 20th, 2001. He was a bay colt by King Mambo out of the mare Manfath, herself a daughter of last tycoon. Manfath had raced in Britain during her career, though without success, finishing winless in 7 starts. Yet her first foal, the Deputy, captured the 2000 Santa Anita Derby in the United States. While carrying King Mambo's foal, Manfath was purchased for $650,000 by Katsumi Yoshida of Northern Farm at the Keeneland November sale and brought to Japan. The resulting colt, King Kamehameha, was offered at the select sale and bought for $178 million by one of the most powerful owners in modern Japanese racing, Makoto Kaneko. Kaneko later recalled, "I visited the farm 3 times before the sale. I was determined to buy him, no matter what the price." Named after the great Hawaiian king, King Kamehameha was raised smoothly and entered the stable of trainer Kunihide Matsuda. His debut came on November 16, 2003, in an 1800-meter turf race at Kyoto. Under clear autumn skies, King Kamehameha settled in mid-pack, traveling comfortably. Approaching the 3rd turn, he eased to the outside with no urging, and when he switched leads in the straight, he quickened sharply. With an effortless surge, he swept past the leaders to score a commanding debut victory. After the race, trainer Matsuda, despite this being only the colt's first start, proclaimed, "With a horse like this, I want to aim for the Derby. I feel truly fortunate to have encountered such a remarkable horse." On December 13th, he stepped up in the Erika Show, a 2,000-meter allowance race at Hanshin. Positioned around 5th, right in the middle of the pack, he bided his time before launching his run in the stretch. The front runners fought on gamely, and the finish saw 3 horses across the line. Yet King Kamehameha pushed ahead in the final strides to claim victory. The winning margin was only half a length, but the ease with which he did it revealed his underlying power. In January 2004, he contested his first graded stakes, the Grade 3 Keisei High over 2,000 meters at Nakayama. Racing from a slightly rearward position, he closed strongly in the stretch but couldn't quite catch the leaders. The runaway pacemaker, Meinl Macross, was overtaken by Focal Point, and King Kamehameha had to settle for 3rd, a few lengths adrift. He returned in February for the Sumaya Stakes over 2,200 meters. It was a small field of just 7 runners, and the race was run on heavy ground, testing his stamina and adaptability. In the Sumaya Stakes, King Kamehameha raced prominently in 3rd. Approaching the final turn, he effortlessly drew alongside the leaders, and once in the stretch, he powered away with authority. At the wire, he was 2.5 lengths clear, an emphatic victory. Jockey Katsumi Ando, who returned to ride him for the first time since his debut, later reflected on the colt's remarkable development. Even though he had dropped about 10 kilograms in weight since his debut, he looked far more imposing. His speed and power had advanced dramatically, and with his bigger stride, he appeared even larger and more commanding. Ando would go on to become King Kamehameha's regular rider. But for the Grade 3 Mainichi High on March 27, 2004, Ando was booked to ride at Maya Don in the Dubai World Cup. As a result, Yuichi Fukunaga took the mount on King Kamehameha. He was sent off as the 2nd favorite, remarkably the only time in his entire career that he was not the race favorite. Braking smartly, King Kamehameha once again settled in 3rd, cruising comfortably throughout. Turning for home, he swept past the front runners with ease and, inside the final 100 meters, accelerated further to leave the field behind. It was a commanding display of dominance, as he won by 2.5 lengths. The performance firmly established him as the leading candidate for the upcoming classics. Yet intriguingly, King Kamehameha bypassed the Satsuki Show, the Japanese 2,000 guineas. Instead, his connections charted a different course, aiming for the NHK Mile Cup before proceeding to the Japanese Derby. The reasoning was clear. At Nakayama, he had finished only 3rd in the Keisei High, suggesting the tight turns of the course were not ideal for him. In contrast, the wide, sweeping Tokyo track, with its long home stretch, was perfectly suited to his powerful stride. Another factor may have been timing. The NHK Mile Cup offered a smoother transition from the Mainichi High to the Derby, and notably, trainer Kunihide Matsuda was well known for favoring this particular route, so much so that fans coined the phrase Matsukuni route, a nickname derived from Matsuda's name. On May 9th, King Kamehameha lined up in the Grade 1 NHK Mile Cup at Tokyo Racecourse. The track was officially rated firm, but intermittent rain had left some moisture on the surface. He was the favorite, though not overwhelmingly so, at odds of 3.6 to 1. The field was deep. Cosmo Sunbeam and Meisho Bowler, the top two from the Asahi High Futurity Stakes, were present, along with Seeking the Dyer, a son of Seeking the Pearl, who came in unbeaten after 4 straight wins. It was a wide-open race on paper. Reunited with jockey Ando, King Kamehameha tracked the leaders from mid-pack. As they straightened for home, he unleashed a devastating burst of speed. With 200 meters to go, he surged past the field and simply ran away from his rivals. It was the performance of a heavy favorite, not a lukewarm 3.6 choice. At the finish, he was 5 lengths clear, an emphatic dominant triumph. And his victory in the NHK Mile Cup was no ordinary win. It came in a record-breaking time of 1:32.5. Such a dazzling performance led many fans to wonder if King Kamehameha might be only a miler. And as the Japanese Derby approached on May 30th, questions lingered about his ability to stay the 2,400 meters. Though he would start as the favorite, whispers of distance doubts surrounded him. The opposition was formidable. Higher Game had stormed through his trial race in fast time, and Satsuki Sho, Japanese 2,000 guineas, winner Daiwa Major also lined up. The Derby unfolded at a blistering tempo. The first 1,000 meters was covered in 57.6 seconds. With the early leaders expending their energy too soon, the frontrunners began to falter one after another in the stretch. King Kamehameha, too, had made his move early. But at the 300-meter mark, he surged into the lead, fending off all challengers. From the rear, a patient heart's cry closed strongly, but King Kamehameha held him comfortably at bay, striding home the decisive winner. His final time was 2:23.3, shattering the previous record by an astonishing 2 full seconds. Though he had not won the Satsuki Sho and thus could not claim the classic Triple Crown, his victories in both the NHK Mile Cup and the Derby gave him a rare and celebrated alternative double crown. A new sovereign had arrived, the mighty king himself. For trainer Kunihide Matsuda, the triumph validated his much-discussed Matsukuni route, bringing immense satisfaction. Yet it was also criticized by some, who argued that the demanding path placed heavy strain on the horse. In the autumn, King Kamehameha returned in the Kobe Shimbun High, with plans to aim not for the long-distance Kika Sho, St. Leger, but rather the shorter-distance Tenno Sho, Autumn. Facing his Derby rival Heartscry once again, King Kamehameha displayed his trademark authority. Settling mid-pack, he gradually advanced before the final turn. Once in the stretch, his acceleration was simply on another level, sweeping past to win with ease by a length and a quarter, stopping the clock in an excellent 1:59.0. But tragedy struck soon after. While preparing for his ultimate target, the Tenno Sho, Autumn, King Kamehameha suffered a bowed tendon in his right foreleg. The devastating injury came just 2 weeks before the race, and his retirement was announced. His career was brief but brilliant. 8 starts, 7 victories, including 2 Grade 1 titles. It was a career cut short far too soon. From the following year, King Kamehameha began his stud career. A record-breaking syndicate worth 2.1 billion yen was assembled for him, the highest in Japanese history at the time. His greatest asset was that his pedigree was free of Sunday silence, allowing him to be matched with the numerous Sunday silence line mares then dominating Japan's broodmare population. As great as King Kamehameha was on the racetrack, his legacy as a stallion was even greater. He became one of the most influential sires in Japanese racing history, producing an extraordinary list of Grade 1 winners. Among them were Rose Kingdom, winner of the Asahi High Futurity Stakes and the Japan Cup; Apapane, a filly who swept the Japanese fillies Triple Crown and captured 5 Grade 1 titles in total. Rulership, who travelled abroad to win the prestigious Queen Elizabeth II Cup in Hong Kong. Taisei Legend, winner of the Japan Breeders' Cup Sprint. Lord Kanaloa, a sprinting powerhouse who claimed multiple Grade 1 sprints and became a breed-shaping sire himself. Belshazzar, victor of the Japan Cup Dirt. Hatano Vainqueur, winner of the Japan Dirt Derby. Hoko Tarumai, a dirt titan with an astonishing 10 Grade 1 victories. Lovely Day, who captured both the Takarazuka Kinen and the Tenno Show, Autumn. Let's Go Donkey, winner of the Oka Show, Japanese 1000 guineas. Duramente, dual classic winner of the Satsuki Show and the Japanese Derby, and later a leading sire in his own right. Leontes, who took the Asahi High Futurity Stakes. Mickey Rocket, who won the Takarazuka Kinen. Rey de Oro, Derby champion and 3-time Grade 1 winner. Chua Wizard, a 4-time Dirt Grade 1 winner. Jun Lightbolt, who triumphed in the Champions Cup. Peptide Nile, winner of the February Stakes. Stunning Rose, victorious in both the Shuka Show and the Queen Elizabeth II Cup. This remarkable roster of champions speaks for itself, and there were many other notable performers as well. In 2019, King Kamehameha was withdrawn from covering mares due to health concerns, and his retirement from stud duty was officially announced. Later that year, on August 9th, he passed away at the age of 18. His bloodline, however, continues to shape Japanese racing. His son Duramente quickly established himself as a leading sire before his own untimely death. From Lord Kanaloa came the legendary mare Almond Eye, one of the greatest racehorses Japan has ever seen. His progeny have excelled on both turf and dirt, in Japan and abroad. Moreover, as a broodmare sire, King Kamehameha has also made his mark. His daughters have produced modern stars such as Daring Tact, the undefeated filly Triple Crown winner, and Sodashi, the beloved white champion. King Kamehameha's bloodline continues to expand, and there is no doubt that his influence will endure for generations. Truly, the reign of the great king lives on. That's all for this time. If you want to learn more about Japan's great racehorses, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.